Well, I'm guessing we may have enough rain for a little while. I don't know for sure. I didn't think we would get enough that I needed to come pull my clips on my fence, so I got to do some maneuvering here to try to keep my electric fence from being dead. It's still got power going across. It's got about 3,600 volts, but you can see there's a wire here, and then there's one bottom wire there that's running through the water. So I'm gonna just real quick, I'm gonna kill it, and then I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna disconnect all these lower wires and just make it all go across the top. Maybe you can see the top down through there is still good, and that'll get me across the creek and then over to the goats and all that stuff. Yay, we got rain, baby. That's rain aplenty. Okay, it looks like I may have used my head when I did this, but I can't guarantee it. I can see that bottom wire is broke, which that's understandable. There's a big log jam down there on it because I didn't pull my clips. But that's all right, we'll take the rain. So I may have used my head though on this. I've actually got this little link right here that I can unhook, and it'll disconnect all the bottom 3 wires as long as I just hooked them together on this side. If I hooked them together over there also, I was being pretty stupid, which that I would not put that past myself. So, but I know this, the first thing I've got to do in order to kind of fix this is I need to take care of this right here first. That way hopefully it'll make it, it'll kill everything that's in the water. I don't even know if I want to video this because I may yell if this jumps across and gets me with this. Well, I'm just going to do it real fast. I'm not gun shy, am I? Oh, yeah. Okay, so now this should be off. Let's make sure. 0. Now I'm gonna, I checked this before and it was hitting 3,600 volts. Oh boy. Okay, so now that's loose. Now it should just be going across the top wire, which is good all the way across. So let me hook it back up. I'm gonna use this to hook it up. All right, now let's take a look here. She's still popping pretty good. Actually, that's probably about where it's been with all this moisture. I'm sure there's some trees on the fence, things like that, but it's only pushing 36 amps. So that's good. I know I've got another line up this creek that goes down across the creek, but I did have I don't actually know what they call it. I call it a diode. And it's when it shorts out, it kills that line. So it's just like you unhooked it. So that shouldn't be affecting it. However, all of this green grass with fresh water on it, and it's like this everywhere there's fence, is going to impact it tremendously. Boy, I got a huge smell of dead stuff. I'm sure we have some things, not livestock. I'm thinking wild animals, things like that got in that creek and got, killed, and they may be somewhere around here dead. But boy, I sure smelled some dead stuff. So anyway, that's all I can do here. Now what I've got to do is I've got to go around. There's a way I can get out on the road, and it doesn't look like it's going to be up over the road, I don't think. And so I can go around and come back in from that way and verify that I did not reconnect the 3 wires together where that brace is over there. Right in there. And then it comes back this way on this fence. So I'll go ahead and disconnect the bottom wire. The rest of these, it actually broke my PVC off where I didn't unclip it. It's never done that before if I didn't unclip it. So the bottom wire is still dragging through the water, so we'll need to disconnect that and make sure it's not shorted out. And that's everything. That is pretty much everything. We'll just kind of go from there. So we'll get around and see what's happening. We're in very good shape with respect to what happened last night. We're in south central Oklahoma, so if anybody was watching the weather, there was times where we had, you know, between Marietta and Ardmore, we had maybe 5, maybe Marietta and Sulphur, we had 5 tornadoes on the ground, and I mean at the same time. And so it was very touch and go. And our problem was where we live, those things were developing just south of us. So when they got developed and they said tornado, I mean, it could have been 2 minutes, a minute. And we had delays. They were having delays on their newscast. And so it may be delayed 10 minutes. Well, that doesn't help us. So we were in and out of hidey holes and getting stuff in hidey holes and all that stuff. So it was a long night, but I'm not complaining. We don't have any damages. Everybody's fine. I've talked to somebody from town in Marietta, and they said that they haven't heard of any fatalities. So that's wonderful. Now, I don't think that's true in Ardmore, and I haven't heard about Sulphur, because I think Sulphur got hit pretty good also. So, you know, remember those people. We're thankful that we're all healthy, at least that I've talked to, and we're thankful for the rain. But there's going to be some people that lost everything, so just remember them. Completely dry, almost, to completely full, almost, in a matter of hours. Unbelievable. Well, unfortunately, it looks like the river is getting out. So I'm fixing to run down here and see. I've got one low water gap down this way that I've got a gate handle on to kill, and just see if I can't get down there to it and open that gate where at least it won't kill my fence. So I think I'm a little ahead of it as far as it getting all the way out, and hopefully this is all it'll do. If this is all it'll do, then it won't be too bad. I mean, the east side of the river, which is that way, and I'll take a video of it here in a minute from up on the hill, it looks like it's out pretty good over there. So we'll see. We'll just play it by ear. It's not like it's not ever happened before. So we'll just do what we have to do. I think I can make it through this, but at least I've got a direction here with the fence. I'll just go kind of slow. See what it feels like. Dang, it feels like moving water. Oh, look at the fire ants. Gee, Manny. See all of them floating? That's what's going to happen. I'm going to pick up a bunch of stinking fire ants. Oh my, look at them over there. Golly, that's not what I want. Ugh, man, they're gonna get all over me. Doggone it. I need a boat. Oh, shoot, this is getting too deep. I'm almost there now. Golly. Look at the ants. I'm gonna get covered. made it. There's my gate handle right down there. I probably won't even be able to get to that stupid thing. You know what? I don't want to drive. I'm going to try to walk to that. Golly. I'm going to try to find a different way to get over there. I don't know if you can see the river over there, but that's it right over there in the distance in the center. 25 feet deep to the top of the bank. It's there. Oh, man. I don't think I can get to it. It could drop off right there just about anywhere. Dang. Well, the problem is it can drop off, and then once it drops off, you know, you can't, if you're on your four-wheeler, you can't back up because you're going to shoot water all in that exhaust. Oh, man. Okay, I'm going to just see if I can go back out of here. I'm not looking forward to that because this is a belt. This is a belt-driven four-wheeler, and I've never had it that deep before. And my concern is that the belt will start slipping. And I do not want to get stuck out in that water with all those fire ant mounds floating downstream. All right, let's try this again. The problem is I don't know if it's better on my left side or not, because I typically drive this right side and it's not that bad. The posts, you know, maybe, I don't know. The posts obviously are further down than I thought. I'm just gonna go easy here now that those fire ants are out of the way. Let's go over and take a look and see if we can find the cattle and see what we're dealing with there. This is a good sign. I know you can't tell why, but I can kind of show you back this way. That's the bottom that we were just looking at. That's the bio is out, and then on that side of the river it's the same. And so your first thing you think about is, where are the cattle? And they can either be on that side of the bio or this side of the bio, and you hope they're smart enough to be on this side. Well, this is the side we need them on, right here where we're looking. So we got up here to this gate, and I'm sitting here looking at fresh manure all right in here, and that is wonderful. Now I'm sure they're not all here, but just to see any is wonderful. So we're on the right track. Let's go see if we can get them located. I can see a few tracks, but Not a bunch. We need a bunch of tracks. But if they were down in this strip, I mean, you can see there's feed to eat. There's no reason for them to not be here. Hey. Hey. That looks like a mostly Mashonas. I see one Angus in there for sure. And then of course the red tags are the Angus Mashona tags, or the Angus Mashona crosses. There's a Corianni. Nope, that's a Mashona Angus cross. That horn cow. Hey ladies. Hey girls. Hey girls. Hey girls. Hey girls. Hey girls. Well, that calf looks rough. Alright, there's a handful. There's a handful out of a bunch. Cross your fingers. None that way. None that way. Oh, boy, this thing is up too. Oh, darn it. I can ease right up to the river right here and take a peek to the other side and kind of see what's going on maybe. Yeah, I see some red cow. Golly. Oh man, look at that river. I mean, it's basically out right here. Oh, man. Well, darn. It'll work itself out. Years ago, I had the cattle and they were stranded on that side of the river for longer than I could do it. And it got to the point where the river had gone down. It wasn't rolling like this, but it was probably half this width. And it was still, over cows' heads, they had to swim to get across. And I didn't have a choice. I had to either put them out on the road and drive them around, and there's no fences a lot of places on the road, and it just across, 4 bridges, and it was just almost impossible. And I finally just decided, I got to just drive them to the river to where I know there's a crossing where they can get out once they swim. And that's what I did. And it was south of here. And they just started bailing off in that thing. I wasn't forcing them or anything. I just drove them up there and just sat. And it was hard to watch because I had one old cow go in and she started going across. And, all of them, as they're going across, they're going downstream. Not because they're swimming downstream, but it's taking them down. And then they would climb out down there. Well, this one cow hit. And I don't know what she was doing, but she just started turning downstream. That's when I realized that I've got to just walk away because I'm going to want to try to help and I'm going to end up getting myself killed. And she's either going to get out or she's not. And before I could kind of make that decision and get on my rig and turn around, I made one last look and I saw her climbing out way down there. So it worked, but I don't want to do that again. I don't want to have to go through that again. You can see there's plenty of feed over there. Maybe you can. There's plenty of feed. So they'll be fine for a considerable amount of time. But it'll take a little while for this river to go down from where it is right now. I mean, this is up. This is full. You know, it's coming out. And it's not done. It's going to continue to come up. So the best thing only thing I can do is I can just be patient and wait. The more I look over there, the more cattle I see. So I'm going to say there's quite a few over there. So I'll just be patient and wait and give the river a chance to go down, and once it starts going down, I'll look for a spot to see if I can't swim them if it gets to that point. But luckily, I'm not in charge. I'm just going to do whatever I know best to do, and then it's out of my hands. Well, we wanted rain, baby. We got 5 inches last night. Obviously, people to the east and to the north of us got more. You know, Lisa is, she's just like everybody's wife. You know, they worry about things, and we worry about things too. But we try to fix it, so it gives us something to do while we're worrying. And she's been wanting to know how bad it is. And of course, I can sit here and look at it and say I don't really know. But you know, there's she's wanting to know if we're going to have to build a lot of fence. I don't know how much, but odds are we're going to have to build some fence. I mean, look at it. That's the least of our worries. If we have to build some fence and all the livestock, all the cattle specifically, do okay, awesome. So we'll just watch it and go on. I'm going to go ahead and go north here and just take a look. I've still got a lot of country on this side of the river. And so I just want to go and make sure there's not a bunch of cattle that are on this side that I need to get them out, because I have had them, you know, wait like this before, and I've had cattle from this side swim and go to the other side. Well, that's kind of counterproductive. So I'm going to go ahead and ease down this way and just see. I do have the one polywire fence that I've got to disconnect, because it is obviously, it runs down in the bottom of the bayou to stop the cattle from crossing. So I am assuming it's underwater, so I need to shut it off. Judging from this water in the bottom here, this thing the bayou has already been out over here for a little bit. So that could be good news. That could mean that it's not going to be long before it's on its way down. That's what we want. That way this can just be a little flood irrigation. It can just come off of it, and the grass will use it, and we'll keep right on trucking. So that would be ideal. I'm not seeing any cattle in there. Darn. Right here's where that polywire is that we need to check. Yeah, it's still hooked up. Dang. It goes that way and then goes down in the creek and comes up. So we're just going to have to completely disconnect it. We'll see if that... Oh, that's going to help. Actually, I may disconnect this one too. Put it there. Why is that? That shouldn't be. Oh, I see why. Yeah, I see why. Let's see here. I'm gonna have to put this over here or something. Like that. I'll unhook this. Now I gotta hook this dead somehow. Nothing. Nothing. This should be hot. 0.3. Okay, so we got to go this way. If you can see that white gate handle down there, way down there on the fence, there's a white gate handle, and that hooks up a section of the fence that goes down in a slough. And there's 2 of those on this stretch, so I'm sure that they're direct shorting out in that water. So we need to get that fixed, and then we'll have to go back this way, and there's at least 1 down there that I'm gonna have to do the same thing. So here we are out in the pasture. This big slough comes straight from the bayou, and you can see it's rolling. So it's running and right out in the middle of the pasture that way. It's running out in the pasture this way, and if you stand up and look over there, it's running out in the pasture that way. So it's gonna water the pasture. That is, oh golly, that's a red ear. Ooh-wee. I thought that was a moccasin. So yay, free irrigation. I love it. We just had a meeting with Ian Mitchell Ennis where we just kind of visited and talked about different things, and he wanted everybody to stop using the word drought. He thinks it messes our minds up, and it probably does. So what did he want us to use? He wanted us to use dry spell. So this is not a flood. This is a wet spell or free irrigation. I kind of like the free irrigation better. That almost makes me smile. I'll let you know in a week though if it still does it. Okay, here's one of them. .3 kilovolts. Let's throw this right here. It's not hooked on the other side there. That'll help a little bit, but not all the way. Well, maybe it did. 5.4 kilovolts. Like I say, we got 1 more down there. We're going to go ahead and, while we're here, drive down there and just verify that it's not underwater. And we'll probably go ahead and throw the handle because this has the potential of going ahead and rising. Now that one's not underwater. It was underwater though. Okay. That may be a good sign right there, guys. The moss, so the slough was higher. Well, it's gone down. That would be wonderful. I'm gonna go ahead and unhook this. Uh-oh, I can get it unhooked. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now we should be probably about what we were a minute ago. Yep, well, a little bit better. Okay, so now all we need to do is go back the other direction. And like I said, I know there's that 1 slough that on the other direction that we need to get disconnected. So let's go back where we came from. Update. It's rising. Or should I say, it has risen since I was here earlier this morning. I mean, it is rolling. This is the smaller creek that's over close to our house. Wow. That means I may be stuck in here because it was already out across the road. I might not be able to get back down the road. Yay. He's like, dang. That's a little swift, even for me. Well, there was my last step to fix everything. I had to get World's Greatest down here. Otherwise, I was gonna have to drive all the way around, undo a jumper, and drive all the way back and hook it back up. So thank goodness for World's Greatest. All the fences are hot now. Now we just gotta set and wait. Okay, so here's the bottom line. Didn't see any cattle. I'm guessing they're all on the other side. Now it's just a waiting game. So it's gonna be a few days before we know what's gonna happen. So, I guess stay tuned. I don't know what to tell you. I always like to try to finish a video if I can, but this thing is not gonna be finished today. So, I guess thanks for watching. Say a prayer. We would appreciate it. And we'll catch you next time. This is the county road